There we go. Hello, 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 hello. Here we are. We got the
Not the
screen.
carp.
What's the
Not the
crap?
carp.
Well, he got his laptop.
Yes,
He got his
it's
laptop.
arrived.
It arrived at what, 6 o'clock last night? What, 5:30
Right.
last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, not long after 5.
Yep. Yeah.
Like
So
a little kid on Christmas Day.
poor Todd didn't get to manage to come out with the boys' night out last night.
No,
But it's all right.
sometimes life gets in the way.
It does. Yes. Okay.
But the good thing is, next 2 weeks I have to organise my the visa renewal, which I talked about last week. So I think the next meetup will be a celebratory theme to it.
Yes. Well, that's it. That's if they approve you.
I know.
Otherwise, it's a farewell ceremony. Oh my God!
But I only get 7 days to.
And there's Ralph. You missed catching up with Ralph last night. So Ralph's over here.
Sorry, Ralph.
He
Next
did
time,
ask
mate.
about where you were. We got to meet his girl last night, and I think he's enjoying himself. He's off to Isan and playing in the big puddles up there on Sunday. He said. Yeah, good to have you along, Ralph. Anyway, what? Yeah, okay, whatever.
There's the one message you.
Right, it's just what happens. It's just, you got to keep. You got all these little inputs coming in. So we had another meet-up last night, and generally the regulars turned up, a couple of other new faces. But we had a fairly low-key one last night. We've been running around like blue-ass flies, in the last few meetups. So I just said to the guy, but I'm just going to go and hang out in Redfern in the air conditioning and sit with the girls and chat. No pressure. It's just when you get to the go-go bars, it's the pressure of buying the lady drinks. Oh my God, really? You're buying these lady drinks. You're not taking them home anyway. You're just buying lady drinks to keep them happy. Whereas at least at Redfern, they'll sit with you and they'll talk and we'll carry on and bullshit like that and watch. Oh, the selection of music that Jerry was playing on. We really missed you last night.
Yeah. You get Jerry at the DJ console and he just goes very eclectic.
Todd's our resident DJ when we play. Jerry tried to do the right thing, but doesn't quite work.
He gets sidetracked. He thinks of a random song. Oh shit! I remember this as a young guy. I want to hear this again.
Mm-hmm.
But their random selections are like album tracks when he used to play all his albums and remembers an album track and puts it on.
Yeah. So who we got? So we got Dave there. G'day, Dave. Good to have you along. Of course, I said Ralph, and we've got who else is there? Johnny Siam. Haven't heard from Johnny Siam for a bit. And Jack Dorrigan is in the house. Good. So we got a whole bunch of things happening this weekend, totally unrelated to live stream and everything else. Now, is that the multi-stream function just misbehaving on thing? So I got you typing in there, and it's not coming through the multi-stream again.
Oh no, yes it is.
No, I know on the multi-stream.
Okay.
It's not coming up on the.
It's
It's being a shit again. That's why I don't watch it. Well, I'm trying to phase. What I'd like to do is I want to phase the whole Saturday morning live stream into Twitch as a primary, right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. But I see so many of these little bugs. Come on, that's the multi-stream. If people come and watch it on YouTube, we still want to see what's going on. And aside from actually running up the Twitch side of things, and it says I'm streaming right now. And
now mine stuff's popping up.
oh, it's only because I switched it onto the YouTube stream. Yeah, so
Okay.
so but that's all right. We got that running. Quite sure what it's doing there. It's something to do with Twitch.
Be interesting to see if what is it, Streamlabs works.
Well, that's the thing. I would like to be able to master this thing here without having to pay some sort of third party to do it, you know. There is a third party system called Restream which you could do the achieved result, but it's just a pain in the ass. So I've just gone to that Twitch there and I said, okay, just play my stream. Now it's, what, 30, 60 seconds behind everything else? Can we just continue? There we go, yeah, so... annoying, see. Just so I can have at least a chat box, you know?
Yeah.
Just to see if there's anything comes through on there.
Well, when they ask questions, they can't do it verbally. They have to do it via the messenger. So if someone asks you a question, you can't see it.
Which is what we're trying to sort out, yeah. Okay, can we just continue? There's a thing. Could you start...
Relax, mate.
Well, that's a thing.
It's
like
amazing,
it's a stream. Okay, I want to go to the current 5 minute and 40-second marker of that stream, please. Right, not at the beginning of the stream. I'm not coming in late. I'm trying to see what's on my. Sorry, sorry, Bob. G'day, Bob. Yeah, sorry, it's. I might just go give up on the whole Twitch thing and just. But ultimately, I want to move the live streams into Twitch. Right, and when you see this shit happening, it just doesn't freaking work. What the hell's going on? You go on, I give up. Anyway.
Morning all.
Morning all. Will it actually... It's one of the weirdest things. Why won't you show me my stream from my current marker? Right, it says 7 minutes into it. It flatly refuses to go to the stream I want to watch. At the time marker I want to watch it at. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, I've got you there at 5:37. It's 5 minutes old now. Then it gets to the end and it just won't play anymore.
Your screen is turning into a trickle.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I've got to look further into this thing. It's just annoying that you've got a system and it just. And of course, the stuff's coming through now. Yeah, anyway, moving right along. Yeah, we've got a few things to talk about today without me trying to do the jiggery-pokery bullshit and get along with some news articles. We've had APEC running here for the duration of the last 3 days. So, yeah, Sukhumvit from pretty much from Siam down to Asok. The skywalks were closed. The interconnecting skywalks. There was police lining the seaside, the streets, both sides of the streets. There was no street vendors. It was quite sterile. But there was a few protests, but outside that, it was all good. Right, your stream is turning into a trickle. Yeah, okay. Elon has only just
He had it for about a week or two. Twitter. Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of what they call cage rattling going on. Like if you don't know what Twitter is, and this is the thing, 95% of the people out there don't know what Twitter is, right? It's a technology that was good maybe 10 years ago. It had a particular function, but they basically stagnated. They've done nothing good in the last 10 years, apart from going from the 140 character, texting to 280 characters. That's the only thing that they innovated in 10 years, right? Musk has bought the company. Now he's going to do what he does with other companies. He's going to make the companies profitable, right? Because Twitter is not profitable, right? And if it's not profitable, it's no point in running it, right? Is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah. You're in business to make business, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, it's just one of those things. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, there's going to be some cage rattling, and the people who are sitting up high and mighty on their little high chairs and in Twitter land and are running the servers and everything else. They've just got their nose out of joint. Oh, it's not the company I joined. Well, that's what happens. I had the same thing for 15 years. I was with a company, right? It turned into a company that I didn't join. You just got to get the hell out, because it's not the company you joined, right? There is plenty of programmers out there waiting, champing at the bit to come in and take over on Twitter, right? It's just it's out with the old, in with the new, and it'll settle down. Currently, it's just a propaganda news item. That's all. It just sells newspapers because Musk has done something. Come on, we're so used to this. Why is the world so locked up in la la land with their thought processes? They don't look at the. I'm just give up with the human race sometimes. I'm sorry. Yeah, expat Paul, you didn't make it last night, you slacker. Who else has dropped in? See, Australia, yeah, we did that. Bob Smith, yes, sir. Do you remember Kismet? Keep it simple. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, to keep it simple, you're now going to pay somebody to restream it. To keep it simple. And I don't really want to be paying somebody. You don't make any money on YouTube anymore, anyway. So Jesus. Yeah, revenue on YouTube has just gone through the shitter. Because they've got competition like TikTok and Facebook Reels now. That's what gets the attention of people now. Doing vlogs, that was so 2005. Now it's 2020. 2022. Vlogs is there. You'll have a core audience. Breaking into that. That's got to do the hours and everything else. So if you're going to build a YouTube channel just on what they call shorts alone, it's 1,000 subscribers and it's like 1 million views over a 3-month period before they can be monetized. That's because there's no cash in the not like advertisers.
Goalposts keep changing.
Yeah. But yeah, look, there'll be people out there. You see some of these. I was talking to Chris last night. He did a little Twitter. He did a Twitch thing, not a Twitch, a TikTok thing about investing. Just a little 2-minute TikTok-y thing. He said he got 200 views on TikTok, and then 3 days later it just ramped up, and he got something like 30,000 views on it. When he said he was just talking about investing, nothing really serious, and all of a sudden it starts to be picked up and just bleh. I've seen it happen on my shorts as well.
Yeah.
But they have a limited lifespan of about 3 minutes on YouTube, and if they don't hit a particular metric, they don't get punched out. Anyway, moving right along. Don't forget to hit that. Yep. Tide's still getting better. Good.
Nick Groves is in the house.
Good. Okay. Right. Now we do have some articles. There's one that I did catch my eye, but I'll try to get to that one towards the end because it's Okay. So yeah. Look, the news this week is really just full of APEC related stuff. APEC. Yeah, I found nothing in the roundup there. Current affairs, yeah, a lot of heads wrong. Well, let's go to the one this is the one we're reading before we started. This is the one everybody comes to my stream for, I'm sure. They want to know about that. It might be sort of, fairly, up there on sort of issues of transgender, because my relationship, but I'm also quite up there with the cannabis rules. Ministry of Health, there we go. Cannabis backpedaling in Thailand reflects general election. It's got nothing to do with the health of the population, honestly. This is just political posturing, right? You're going to have a for and against. right? And currently it's the red shirts who are against it. And I could only speculate one reason behind that, because they profited from the illegal movement of the product through the country. Because they're the country party. It's like in Australia, we have the Labor, right, which would be your current incumbent government here, sort of all for one, one for all sort of type of thing. And then we have the Liberal Party and we have the Country Party. And the Liberal Party is always backpedaling to keep the Country Party as a part of a coalition and letting them get away with almost bloody murder, in any sort of, like the BNBN was all Country Party, don't stick there. Anyway, but same thing, like the red shirts, they were the farmers, the farmers' party, for want of a better word. The majority of the people in the out of the urban areas, right? They saw benefits for them with the policies that that particular angle of the government was portraying. But yeah, it's just the way it is. Yeah, so you're going to have a for and against position on it. End of story. But here we go. Latest Ministry of Health orders ban the smoking of cannabis flowers in any business premises unless supervised by a medical expert. So this is how they're getting around some of the stuff right now. A medical expert? So who's a medical expert? Well, that's a bit questionable. And forbid selling via vending machines, mobile retailers or commercial advertising at a range of premises, including amusement parks, zoos, and a list of places where children might gather. Weed cafes, which have recently become common in Pattaya, appear to be operating illegally or under the radar. Much will depend on whether the police choose to enforce orders which are not derived from an act of parliament. That is a loaded statement there, right? So, yeah. The ongoing ambiguity reflects the manoeuvring of the Thai political leaders in advance of the general election to be held early next year. The current party, an important coalition partner led by the Health Minister, pushed for decriminalisation last summer to increase popularity by allowing citizens to grow and sell the crop. The recent ministry orders are an attempt to compromise orders are an attempt at compromise in view of bad publicity about school children smoking pot in the playgrounds. The high hospital admissions. What's high hospital admissions? People just got a bit dizzy. Yeah. After legally high doses. Well, don't smoke so much shit. God, it's self-inflicted. Stop. This didn't happen in the 70s and 80s. Okay, it might have been illegal, but we didn't smoke. Well, we might have smoked cigarettes on the bus going to school, but we didn't smoke at school. We didn't. What is the world coming to? This ridiculous shit. This is
responsibility.
That's it.
Yeah.
Perhaps the red shirts are against it because it's suppressing them. Motivation of young Thais to get out and protest. And I have noticed a dramatic reduction in protests since July. Well, there was actually a whole handful of protests this week because of and they actually got out the rubber bullets. That was one of the articles. We might get to that later on. I just want to continue reading this one, keeping everybody abreast of this bullshit that goes on. Oh my God. The Thai Party, the main opposition party, right, wants cannabis to be made an illegal narcotic once again. So they want to do a complete reversal, right? And if that happens, they won't stay a party much longer. They will find a lot of money has been invested here. And again, that's the thing. The Thai Party being a country party, there was about sharing, with the country. They don't have the money. The money's not there. The money's all in the underbelly sort of part of Thailand. And their leaders argue that weed liberalisation has gone too far. I have to admit, I think the liberalisation has gone too far. Right? It should have been made, decriminalised, which they did. Right? and just left it at that. And they should have put a blanket ban on anything to do with it across the country. You know, they've got digital laws. Just say, okay, we're just not talking about it. Leave it out of the headlines. Stop selling your newspapers on half truths, on half stories, on not knowing what's really going on. Right? Just stop the spread of information. It would have just disappeared. But because you've got people on two sides posturing for getting a seat in a government next year, it becomes a headline. Oh, really? Anyway, the smaller Democrat Party is particularly suspicious of cannabis cafes and dispensaries posing as medical clinics, but in reality encouraging leisure smoking. And that's why that I can understand what they're getting at there. They would like to, sort of see it close it a bit more. Medical clinics only really. Leaders quote a recent Geelong University study which has found that 30% of cannabis-infused drinks exceed. Well, and again, I don't know what methodologies they've got of testing these sort of substances.
Yeah.
Is this like, mother makes tom yum guy, right, which has got the cannabis leaves in it, right? Where do you find the tools to measure that? Is it freely available? Is it like an antigen test? Like one of these little white things?
No.
Do they make these things here to go and test it? How do you test it?
Well, if it's green, you can go. If it's red, you stop. I
like that one from Rob. If you stopped at false news, nobody would read news. Yeah, never let the truth get away. A good story. Exactly. This is what we've got going on in the world now. It's just all about the stories. It's got nothing about imparting information to anybody, really. Meanwhile, tourists and expats say they still confused about the status of leisure smoking. Websites and media posts such as Universal Cannabis and blah 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 say they are deluged with inquiry. Well, why would people what are they inquiring about? The plant's been on this planet for like 2 billion years. It's not like somebody just invented the stuff. For the moment, cannabis smoking in private is legal, although there is debate about the status of hotels in this context. Yes, it is certainly legal to buy cannabis in units with qualified medical personnel on duty, but other retail outlets are now suspect. It is also legal to purchase and consume ganja-infused food as long as the 2% THC level is not breached. 2%? These numbers they seem to be. That was 0.2%. No,
0.2%.
No, 0.02%.
Yeah.
Now it's 2%. Yeah, I think somebody's just not really reading the right digitals there. The elephant in the room is now enforced. The elephant in the room is now enforcement or lack of it. The Ministry of Health has too few inspectors even to begin check the streets. Yeah, the police so far have remained silent. Yeah, well they're going to stay silent because they just want they don't know what to do. Currently there is no law preventing it. You've got political parties, getting political posturing, positioning. They want to get their pound of flesh. They want to get paid for the next 4 years in government. So it's all about that. It's got nothing about general health. It's got nothing to do with people. Nobody on this planet has died from smoking cannabis. That's a known fact across the globe. Right now they're trying to make up stories.
Smoking, but maybe from driving.
Yeah, 25 kilometres an hour when you off your
I'm not saying driving fast, but you're blocking the fast lane and everyone wants to get around you.
But unlike alcohol, you're
going to have a 40-tonner truck behind you going, move to the left, hit say, or I'm going to run you down. So they run you down.
They get a rooted. These are another one of the guys from Jen's little cohorts. But anyway, moving right along. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I just don't know. It's just one of those things. But it's just sit down and just. I think the bottom line is g'day, Rick. Yeah, so the bottom line we've got to deal with simply is the fact that there is no enforcement, and with the lack of enforcement, it's just going to just go crazy. And what is it? As I said, it's been traditional Thai herbal medicine up until the 70s, right? Where's all the mothers and fathers who were part of it back then? It's only since it was the which government in America they brought in that there was this particular act that allowed them to sell pharmaceuticals globally, right? But they all had to sign an agreement on this particular act if they wanted these particular group of pharmaceuticals to be publicly available, right? And so they had to sign this thing. I think it was Nixon or something brought it in, and we've been dealing with it ever since, right? How America can control the world, right, still beats me. Okay, they seem to be able to print as much money as they want without any reprisal, right? It's 25 trillion in debt to some global banking organisation who never produce anything. The world is completely stuffed. I tell you, I don't know what this world is doing. It's completely crazy. Anyway. I get more and more disillusioned every day. Here we go. Yes, that's what's going on in the market. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on and what's happening in that field as we get more and more stories. But outside that, there was some fireworks this week. Of course, this is all to do with all the visiting dignitaries. They were feeding them a rainbow lobster from Phuket. The rainbow lobster makes the special dishes for the APEC participants. And again, why do we glorify these positions? Why don't they just read? Why don't they kapal mu? Like it's a good dish. It's healthy for you, and it costs 25 baht a plate. Yeah, I think one of these days the world has got to wake up to this bullshit. Really, Thai PM's French leader, bilateral talks to reinforce cooperation. The Thai FDA warns against misleading ad of antiviral nasal sprays. 10 police needed to control manic. You don't hear of that in Bangkok. It's just there's so much beer in Pattaya, just people just lose it, do they? Papaya salad. Papaya salad. Somtam. Very, very Thai. There is a sweet version, a non-pet version, which I don't mind. But 95% of the time it's it's raw crab, right? Inside, I can't eat raw fish, raw crustaceans. No, there's some. I've seen too many horror stories of microbial infestations in the body of people eating, fresh seafood uncooked. Ugh. Same with meat as well.
Yeah, well, there was a story I read. It wasn't really exciting during the week about people in northern Thailand having bought pork dish for a special celebration, and a lot of them getting sick.
Mm.
So,
yes.
I did eat raw food when I was living in Japan, but they have wasabi. Everyone says, "Oh, wasabi
Don't kill anything.
something."
That kills everything.
That kills. There is a reason they grow wasabi, and the best wasabi is grown wild.
Yeah.
They actually don't tame and cultivate it in crops. It still grows wild. The only thing they do is try and manage the flow of water down the streams, but it needs a certain temperature of water and a certain, I suppose, non-moving water to be able to grow. But wasabi, it tastes awesome. It's like horseradish or hot sauce, but it kills the bacteria, and that's how they can get away with sushi and sashimi. Yeah.
I know the theory behind it. It's just, as when there was one article, it's still vivid in my memory of a woman that was eating crab or something like that, raw crab, and she actually had crab infestation in her stomach because the eggs hatched or something like that in bloodstream, and of course, it was scary
No,
shit.
no, your gastrointestinal acidity would have killed that. But I can't
No,
get it.
there was something particular about this, but it's a freak thing. But yeah, it's just she had to be administered in hospital because she had this infestation in her body of like I don't know hatched egg crab eggs or something like that. I don't know.
I remember eating plamuk that was still wriggling.
Ugh.
It was straight out of the tank and sliced by a sushi chef really well, and it was still twitching.
Mm.
But only once.
Chicken feet salad. Like that's one thing I will not eat here in Thailand. I will not eat chicken feet salad, chicken feet anything. Sorry, it's not going there. They walk around in their shit, and you've seen it's just skin and cartilage.
So do pigs.
I don't eat their feet.
Pig trotters is awesome. Was it Galkamu?
Yeah,
Oh,
you Australians eat funny shit, don't you?
Galkamu. I've had it here in Thailand. It's the pig's trotters. It's like a broth or with pig trotters with rice. It's awesome.
Mm.
Street food. It's good.
Thai cabinet approved diesel tax cut exemption for the next 2 months. Okay, so still trying to leverage that problem. Yes, it's just all about handshaking. It's just this is a handshaking week.
Mm.
I've seen absolutely nothing really interesting this week apart from this ongoing cannabis debate. It's just one of those things. It's like everything. There's not much to talk about in Thailand. Everything seems to be quite settled,
Oh, not for me. I've got my visa renewal.
Yes.
Anyone else really worries about that because whether I stay or go, it doesn't really matter for 99.99% of the world's population. But it's been a couple of weeks of stress getting things organised. But hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday next week, off to immigration office and.
Oh look! I just noticed Andy's there. G'day, Andy. How you doing? Wash their feet. They wash their feet. I'm sure they wash the things thoroughly, but it's just the whole idea. It's just skin and the cartilage. There's no real meat in there.
The cartilage is good for your system. It flushes you out. It's awesome.
So does Krapal, holy basil. I think it's holy basil's a lot more healthy for you, I'm sure. But anyway, Tiger usually has some good articles. What have we got on Tiger this week? Thailand takes delivery of Textron T6C turboprop trainers. Okay. 20,000 CCTV cameras in Bangkok here to stay. I don't know. Was that all put in for the Apex Summit, or that was already there? They just got them working. I really don't know. What about what overland oysters? So, what are overland oysters? I know you probably won't see it because you're not seeing the Twitch. I've got the multi-stream.
Mountain oysters.
No, what about this is overland oysters. What are overland oysters?
We have mountain oysters in Australia, but they're very hard to describe. You're waiting for...
Balls. Okay.
Yeah, bush oysters. Yeah, great.
Bush oysters. Yeah.
Yeah, we call them mountain oysters.
Okay, well, I've never tried them. It's something I really, have no passion to go and, investigate. Although I'm in Thailand, there's so much good food in Thailand. I have very, very basic, palate. I just keep things simple. Don't have to, I have ongoing stomach problems because one thing leads to another, cause and effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Richard, he's going to go hungry. He's not going to eat these bush oysters either. What else we got? A night of World Cup nostalgia. Protesters clash with riot police, and yeah, so there was a few scuffles. What have we got on the scuffle front? The police clashed with protesters at Asok intersection. Yeah, I saw the police. They had actually blocked up that whole intersection there. I don't know how traffic got through anyway. After the world leaders gathered tonight, due to road closure, the intersection is the closest the public can get to the summit, which is being held in Queen Susan National Centre from 16th to the 19th. Actually, finishes today, does it? That's what it finished. Yeah, okay. Police ramped up security in the city in preparation for the meeting. The riot police deployed in anticipation of protests. The demonstration held in Asok outside the entrance to Sukhumvit MRT station today was entitled "What's Happening in Thailand." I was wondering why there was extra thing. Like when I got off the MRT, they actually had the side that goes up to the Citibank there. They actually had that all closed off. You weren't allowed to go through there. Demonstrators made various demands, holding place cards, expelled Prime Minister, stop APEC, released all political prisoners in Thailand, abolished free Hong Kong. What? Free Hong Kong? What is Thailand? What do you want to... hangs? Yeah, that's all right. I think these protesters need to be a bit more focused on their problems, right? Okay, there's a way to expel him. You just don't vote for the party. Get rid of him, okay? Right, stop APEC. Not going to happen because it's a global thing. Political prisoners, well, they're prisoners for a reason, right? They have broke the law, right? Change the laws. Abolish the... Again, it's a law, right? You have the laws changed, right? Hong Kong will go and live in fucking Hong Kong, you know? It's China. It's got not really... Some people. The protest was largely peaceful until police confiscated signs and other equipment from demonstrators, which is when some scuffles broke out between protesters. The demonstrators told Tiger that early in the days protesters were arrested. I read that there was some rubber bullets floating around them. Not only that, but the demonstrators feel safe to come out and protest during the summit, knowing the police wouldn't dare use brutality or water cannons against protesters as they did during the pro-democracy, which allowed the French president. The demonstration. All demonstrators did foreign ownership. Yeah, okay. What got me is the fact that they got a lot of police. I didn't see anybody. Like this is the Asok corner. I didn't see this. But it must be just a special way that they frame the shot, because it makes it look like there's hundreds of people there, but there's not.
No, that's only like 6 police lined up, because you've got Sukhumvit Road just behind them, and they're not stopping traffic or anything.
Yeah. They won't play the video. Yeah, it's life. In your work, obviously, okay. Constitutional court rules, private state. That's an old one. That's right. I'm sick and tired of looking at that. Well, you don't update your damn... Well, there an update here on Fresh News. What to expect from APEC? Nothing at all. Nothing changes. That's an interview with somebody's opinion on it. Okay, forget him. Current affair. Okay, nothing else there. What else we got going on? Foreign land buying plans.
Yes, Mayor Groves. It's very slow news week.
Yeah, again, you can always help. You can always, if you find interesting articles, send me links so I can find the interesting ones that we can get our teeth into. But I don't know whether the algorithms on Facebook have changed. Honestly, I see nothing in my feed apart from cat videos. it changes from week to week. You know, normally I sort of get flooded with people's opinions. You know, the people that, you know, apart from APEC, that's all I've seen all week. Patreon, no, APEC. I was more concerned about whether we're going to be able to get into the 7-1 because it's right in the middle of it. You know, well, it's right on the corner, end of it. But yeah, it was totally surprising just getting out there and there's no street vendors anywhere. You know, that was what it was like 3 years ago when they brought the law in.
Yeah.
Done the progressive news. Yeah, but basically that's there's not much else to really report there. Unless, of course, somebody finds something. Okay. Not to wear red shirts.
I can't even give anyone an update on my dinosaur breeding. I tamed a titan and it died on me.
Yep.
That's exciting. But I got a new toy. I got my new...
There you go. Robert's asking a question. Are you going to get a multi-entry or just a normal extension?
I'm going to get a multi-entry.
Pay the extra? Yep.
Only because I've still got family back in Australia, and if something happens, so
you want to be able to bounce out and bounce in again, yeah.
Bounce out back in with the least hassle I can. So.
Well, how did you go with Mother's car yesterday? Yeah, he was trying to chase that one too. Yeah.
My mum, bless her heart, she still gets around and she's able and everything like that. But her poor old Hyundai Getz sort of gave up the ghost on West Lakes Boulevard, which is one of the busy streets in Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
And my little brother Kimbo, who's MIA at the moment, I think he's working on cars, trying to get rid of a couple of mine, was at work, so there was not much he could do. So I get the message at 6 o'clock yesterday morning, oh, Mum's car's broken down, what do we do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a mechanic mate that was 2 doors down from my old house and was really good mates with him, so I said, Kim, ring Daryl, just see if Daryl can fit it in. So Daryl said he got it in, checked it out. It was the water pump because it had been damaged by the timing chain, so the timing chain needs replacing. So,
Right.
So hence it was overheating and then it stopped because the chain completely jammed. So you know West Lakes Boulevard, Chris? Yes. Especially at 3 o'clock when everyone's trying to go north and bypass Main North Road. So.
Yeah, I didn't tell you, I got the new battery put in my bike on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, I went out for the short ride. What part of Adelaide is your guest? Oh no, Todd's here in Thailand.
I'm in Thailand. I'm just talking about my family back in South Australia.
He's about 3 kilometres that direction from me.
Very straight sniper shot through my window. What's his got?
Yeah, that's it. Not that I ever think of doing that, of course.
No.
But, no. We're always talking about how good a shooter we were.
Yeah, so Mum got sorted, and she'll have the car back on the road on Monday. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully I don't have to deal with any of that sort of crap coming out of Australia.
Well, I don't mind. I mean, it's something that is no problems, but I can't do things immediately like I used to be able to. I have to be the third-party liaison to get stuff done.
Right. Yeah, so what else we said? We got to smoking pub on Sunday. I think Chris wants to do a smoking pub on Sunday. Smoking pug.
Sunday.
Yeah, he's asked me. I thought you were probably also invited along, but I don't know what I said. I asked him more than. I said it's the Superman thing. So I saw the Black Adam movie on Thursday night. And there's a cameo of Superman at the very end in the closing credits, where he sort of lands and says, "We need to talk," you know. So there's obviously going to be a sequel. But yeah, so we got.
But I thought Superman died. Didn't they kill off Superman?
No, he died and came back.
I came back, did he?
Yeah, that was Batman versus Superman, wasn't it?
I never watched that. I just saw that they killed off Superman. I'm going, really?
And then had to bring him back again because you can't have a non-existent Superman. Come on, he's Superman. He's indestructible. And so is Black Adam. You got two indestructibles.
That's a new one for Rock, isn't it?
Yeah, he thought that it did quite well. There was a nice storyline. He's a typical anti-hero because he can't be called a hero because he let the bad guys die. Well, actually, he vaporized the bad guys. He didn't just like ashes on the ground. Sorry, a few spoilers there. But yeah, he did. It's a good movie.
Yeah, Chris, I've got a good mechanic, mate. But thank you for the option.
It's what I'd like to do. I said because I haven't been building cars for over 20 years, so I don't have a mechanic over here, and it's one of the things that challenges me as well. Okay, can we just go and just drop it off at the local shop and get them to fix it?
Yeah.
No, it's all family.
No, you freaked me out this week. You said Big Bike Society had closed down when you went to your battery, and I'm going, well, that's the nearest bike shop that's absolutely awesome, and the technicians are fantastic.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I've got the battery at a local battery store just around the corner here, but yeah. So went out to the what do you call it, the Big Bike Society to get them to fit the battery, and it's all shuttered. Nothing on the windows, nothing on the doors, no signs. Or if it was there, I couldn't read it from the road. Like small, something stuck on the door. After asking Chanya about it, she says, "No, I don't believe." So she goes to Facebook and finds there's in plain words. Oh yeah, we're closing for 3 days over APEC. Get the annual holidays. Well, but you put it on the front door of the window and it's the big bold letters, Anyway, no drama. I was watching Jason versus Freddy Krueger yesterday at lunchtime. Well, classic horror.
Yeah. I wonder if they still use, is it Robert Langdon as Freddy Krueger?
I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention.
He was the actor in B, TV series B.
Anyway, so let's pass it over to everybody, or the remaining people here. What else is happening around the rest of the world? Anything exciting? Like Thailand's not really all that exciting, The quality of the tourists seem to be lacking. There seems to be a lot of potheads getting over here at the moment. I mean, seriously, like the long-haired, look like surfer dudes, They're rocking up at all sorts of places. I've never seen sort of people coming to Thailand looking like this before. But yeah.
Well, I mean, that used to happen in the 60s, the 70s down at Phuket and Patong. That was the free love destination.
Was it? Yeah, the full moon party destinations, yes.
Yeah.
I still haven't been to a full moon party. Not that there's anything really sort of, pressure me to want to go and see one. I'm not that age demographic anymore.
No.
Oh well. Still waiting for rain. So Robert's still waiting for some rain, but plenty of Bangkok tourists around. Is there? Oh, they got out of Bangkok because of the summits. They come down to Charm. Well, there you go. They didn't bring the water with them. Slackers.
So it's rain here heavily.
Oh yeah, we got some rain in. I was walking down the street to get the cigars, and I got a little bit of a sprinkle.
Yeah.
Then it went really humid.
More than sprinkled out.
Yeah.
Out our way. Yeah.
We got very little rain last night, but that was in the city. I heard it rained. I was getting messages, because the different weather apps you got. One's located for my thing. It's raining here, but it's not raining in Bangkok. You have to get used to that. Anyway, so what's everybody else doing? Apart from Robert waiting for rain. Come on. It's one of those things you can wait forever.
Yeah, I've got to set up a new server. That's my task shortly.
Yeah, so I've got to walk him through the process over the phone, or I could go in and set it up. But I think if you set it up yourself, then you know you can
Yeah.
be assured of figure it out. Yeah. Suran Festival. I had something on my just for fun here. Let me see if I can bring that up. Open original.
Chris Brands asked, "How's Susie?" Well, I spoke to Susie on the phone
She's good.
yesterday. She rang me and said, "I miss you. Why aren't you here?"
Why aren't you here? I'm trying to get this thing to go up on here. Hold on. So let me just open original. That's what this amused me. I put it in the just for fun.
Yeah.
But
Elephant pants.
there's a spirit. This is like an adult costume size. One size fits most. Only 50 baht, right? It's the I'm a traveller, not a tourist bundle. Sorry, I just have a warped sense of humour. Includes elephant pants, Samsung bucket, 7-Eleven gift card, and Chang Leo wife beater. What's a Chang Leo wife beater?
Tank top. Wife beater. Tank top, like a tank top, like you wear.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even. Oh, okay, right. It's a singlet.
Yeah.
Oh, again, why do they call it a singlet? I don't know. Why is it called a wife beater? Maybe I'm just not in that frame of.
Yeah, I seen the beer Chang there, Mayor Groves, and I still won't drink it. Sorry.
Yeah. A temporary wanderlust tattoo, full moon party ticket, a guitar to annoy your hostel mates. Not included. Shampoo, money, and a return flight. But I mean that has been sort of one of the things that's been going on some of the sort of social forums on Facebook and there are other places. The quality of tourists, okay, there's definitely something lacking there coming, and we need better quality tourists, I think. Some of the,
they did scrap this week. They did scrap. I just remembered, popped in my head the foreign land ownership.
Yep.
Law. It's been scrapped. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, and that was too much public backlash. It's good when the public do turn around and enforce, collectively come up with, we don't like what you're doing, and then government says, well, okay, we won't do it then. What a novel idea. Government for the people. No, couldn't be Thailand, surely. We come from a civilized society, a bunch of convicts for 200 years. We just lack any sort of background history in Australia, do we? Apart from Ned Kelly, our history is built on bush rangers.
Ned Kelly and Peter Brock. There we go.
Yeah.
There's our history. One guy robbed people and the other one drove really fast cars around a mountain.
Yeah. Football, meat pies, kangaroos and Holden cars, as they say.
Yeah.
Life is good. But yeah, hopefully we'll get things back to normal next week. So we've got this big rain period coming through right now, but that'll be sort of over in the next 2 days.
Yep.
And then we shouldn't see any more real rain until March next year. So we can start planning. Should be able to start planning our rides now.
Yeah. I've just got to get my visa extension.
Yep.
So fingers crossed.
So we'll start that process this week, or starting next week, and then we can just rest assured that you're here for another year.
No, I've pretty much got all the ducks in the road. It's just waiting on the digital certificate of my insurance. So.
Yeah.
Once I get that, just head off to the bank, get my statement, and head off to immigration.
Yes, Robert. Leo Lamo is better and usually cheaper. I don't know, another Leo drinker. Yes, yeah. Good. Leo is the Thai beer. That's all there is to it. The other beers are pretends. My son Leo after the beer. Okay, good, perfect. Box of Chang 61 baht for 614
What's
baht.
13 baht between friends, Meg, right? Like 13 baht.
Yeah, I don't know.
50 cents.
See, I don't buy it by the case. If I'm going to buy a beer, I'll buy one beer out of the fridge. I'm not a beer drinker.
That's the unfortunate thing. I say it's a fortunate thing because I can't just shoot across and do my Frogger across Saiha to the the 7 or the Big C Mini,
Mm.
because they don't sell alcohol at 7s and Big Cs that are associated with porpoises.
Right, okay.
I think that's something to do with drink driving perception or something. But
Mm.
if I want a Leo, I have to walk 2.5 k's down to the one closer to you on my side.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think that's something, well, it's a weird bylaw, yeah, that they can't serve alcohol where they're in a service station.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
Right. That means I haven't.
Robert's probably going to tell us the complete background history on that, because he's the one who's educated. You know, that's why he's the mayor, of course.
Yes. Yeah. I'm still learning. But
Yeah, it might be the biggest selling beer because all the foreigners drink it, but because Robert drinks it.
Well, you've got elephant pants and you've got elephant drink. I mean,
That's it. Yeah,
don't
that's
know
it.
your Thai Chung is elephant.
Yeah, I have to walk 25 metres across the road to get my beer. That's it. Yeah.
No, that's why you built your house where you built
Oh,
it.
right. Now it's all coming clear. Yeah. I did notice that the Chang at 7 was a little cheaper in Bangkok. I have to check out the mum and pop store. I'm pretty sure the 7-Eleven here it's all the same price. But again, I don't buy it enough to really make the associations. Who sits down and looks at the fridge and looks at every price tag? Yeah. I'm going to get a Gatorade. You know.
I'm thirsty. I'll want something.
I got to water the garden. Nobody will get that unless, of course, you've watched Idiocracy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I just feel like we're living the movie now. It's a documentary. It's no longer a comedy. It's a documentary.
No. Like I was saying, we talked about it earlier in the week. All I've got to do is get David Attenborough to do a narration over the time. And it's another, like, the Earth series. They don't have to shoot any footage. Just get David Attenborough doing a
voiceover at the top of it, yeah.
Idiocracy, the documentary.
Yeah, exactly. As he said, location. There we go. He's turned into a real estate agent. Chang isn't as strong. I said, apart from when I go to Robert's place and we drink Chang, I don't normally drink it, but so I really couldn't comment on that one. We're going to start organising our Christmas party. We're having it at my place, aren't we? You're coming to my place, or we're going to have one at your place? We're not going to. Yeah.
I still haven't got all the furniture sorted in my place outside, so.
Chanya wants to do something. I don't know when we're going to do it. I don't think it's going to probably be a week or two before Christmas. So we'll organise something with that. But other than that, we are wrapping up to our 1 hour period, and we're going to continue on in the Discord channel and play games. And you're all more than welcome to just come and hang out. This is what we do. We might seem like boring old farts sitting in front of a computer, 10 hours a day, but you don't realise the cost savings. Like that one game that I paid $6.50 for US.
Yeah.
I've had a month of fun out of that.
Yeah.
I couldn't even buy a Smirnoff Ice for that price.
No.
When it's gone in 5 minutes. In 24 hours, I get a full month's work gaming out of. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Chang was a bloody strong one. So I don't know. So I thought Australian beer was quite strong compared to Thailand beer. In Australia, 6.5% alcohol for some of the.
There's two versions of Leo. There's the Leo normal, which is what we drink when we go out with Fidel. And there's a Leo 8, if my memory serves me correct, which is
I've never heard of it.
A bit stronger alcohol content.
Okay. Anyway, so in the States, Bush has a beer that is 8 something. Okay. Yeah. Called Hurricane. It's a high gravity beer. Okay, fair enough. It was 6.9% in the old brown bottles. Okay.
The channel.
Yep. I think the strongest beer we have in Australia is the Cooper's, wasn't it? Cooper's a strong one.
Cooper's
Stout. Cooper's Stout.
Cooper's Stout. There was a Southern Bitter in South Australia that was pretty. They call it Green Death. So.
Yeah. Then again, we had Doctor's Jungle Juice up, like 50 miles north of where I did. That was good stuff.
No, I just had the Stones Green Ginger wine and everything.
Anyway, we're going to continue on in the Discord. Come and join us if you want, and we'll be gaming and chatting. So let me find the music. Get out of here. Let me turn closing screen. There we go.
Take care, everyone. See you next week.
See you next week. 2 is new. That's it.
I want you to